Hey everyone, you get to see me in rare form today. I have decided to show you how I redo furniture. I love to chalk paint. I love to take old pieces of furniture and make them look new again. But in order to do that, I have chosen to use some old pieces of pallet wood to use for this demonstration. To start with, you are going to want a good paintbrush. You don't want to buy the cheap ones that you can buy several in a pack. You want to spend good money on a good paintbrush. That's really and truly what makes the paint go on so smooth. The paint of my choice that I like to use is chalk paint. Most of mine I buy at Walmart. This one you can find in the craft section. So far has come to be my favorite. It's very, very thick, and it usually covers in one coat. The next one that I like to use is this one, which you can also find in Walmart, over in the home improvement section. And this is what we will be using to paint with today. So here we go. To start with, I'm going to show you with this one, you want to make sure that you shake your paint up very well, that it is not oily or anything on the top. You want to make sure it's mixed really well so you get a good even coat. After you mix it, you can then pop your lid open and get started. Emily, would you like to come over here?
Yeah.
So this is what I do. I just get a good coat on my brush, and I go for one way. Pallet wood's a little bit harder to paint than a dresser or a table. It's soaking it right up. It's not going on as smooth as I would like it to, but that's okay. As you can see, I didn't pull the nails out of that one. My husband is in the process of redoing our youth room, and this is some pallet wood that he had cut up and was fixing to throw away. So I decided to use it for this video. The edges are usually the hardest. I don't know if you can zoom in there, Emily. If you want to come right here, I can show them. They're usually the hardest, and I like to take my brush and go sideways. Sometimes I'll go up and down like that. But after you get it on there, sometimes you might take 2 coats depending on how thick you like it. I like mine to be good and covered, but you would let that dry, and then after it's dry, you would move on to the sanding process. This one I already painted so that I could show you what you would do with the sanding process. Me personally, I like to just rip me a piece off, wrap it around my fingers. Some people different ways, but this is how I like it. And I just go lightly to antique it. I like my edges antique. You don't want to go in circles and sand in different ways, or it will cause your marks to look funny and weird. You want to sand in one direction. You can go back and forth, but not like circles and back and forth and up and down. See here, I'm getting my edges again. wipe your dust, you can use an old t-shirt, which I use quite often, or you can buy you some tack cloths, which are really good. They're very sticky and they grab that dust off real well. Me personally, I would prefer to wipe it with a t-shirt, and then maybe wipe this to make sure I got it all off. If you look at that, you can see that it's not solid white anymore. By sanding it down lightly, I put the grooves and marks in it to make it look antiqued. After you get through sanding it, then you can go into the waxing process. The waxing is what helps seal it and keep the paint in place. Once again, I usually get these at Walmart. You can get the clear wax, which will not change your color, or you can get the antique wax, which does change your color. Not very fond of this antique wax. If you want to use an antique wax, I would prefer to use the one that you can get in the home improvement section. But to do this, you just open it up, and mine is a bad out, so it might be a little harder. Take your piece of your t-shirt that you cut up, dip it in your wax, and you go in a circular motion on your furniture until you get it worked into the furniture. And that, my friends, is how you would antique a piece of furniture. I do have a piece of furniture that I have completed, so I can show you what it looks like when you are finished. Emily, if you would step over here, we will show you my dresser. Or my nightstand, should I say. This is my nightstand. I did it probably about a year ago. This is something I absolutely love to do. It did get a little bit more scuffed up in the move that we did a few weeks ago. One thing that I would like to show you is when you do the drawers, you want to not go all the way in the drawer. For instance, see how I just did it along the edges? I didn't make a mess down in here on the insides. That is very important if you plan to resell the furniture. Well, guys, that's it in a gist. Pretty simple work. Just make sure you have a good paintbrush that will make your paint go on smoother and look the best. I like to use chalk paint. It's thicker than regular paint and it covers a lot better. Second, after it dries, you sand it down, you put your wax on, and you are good to go. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.